chosen line, from Isaac and Rebekah to Joseph sold into Egypt. There are families chosen by heaven, not because they are perfect, but because God will reveal himself through their story. This episode is not just history. It is the story of struggle, identity, jealousy, mercy, discipline, and redemption. It is the story of a family through whom the Savior would come. After the death of Sarah, Abraham sought a wife for his son Isaac. Not from the idol-worshipping nations around them, but from his own people who still remembered the true God. A servant was sent, not with maps, not with negotiations, but with prayer. And at a well, at evening time, a young woman named Rebekah arrived carrying a pitcher, humble, kind, generous. Her actions revealed her character. Unaware that destiny was watching her, she chose to serve. And God chose her. Isaac and Rebekah were joined. A marriage written in heaven before it appeared on earth. But Rebekah was barren, and Isaac prayed. Years passed, tears were shed, faith was tested, and then she conceived. But the children struggled inside her, restless, wrestling, contending. She sought God, and the answer came. 2 nations are in your womb. The elder shall serve the younger. This was not favoritism. This was purpose. Esau was born first. Strong, wild, impulsive, led by appetite more than thought. Jacob followed ... Quiet, reflective, desiring spiritual blessing, but often attempting to obtain it by his own plans. The birthright was not about wealth. It was the covenant of redemption. Esau despised it. Jacob valued it ... but sought to seize it through strategy, not trust. One day, Esau returned from the field, exhausted. Jacob offered bread and lentils. Esau traded the birthright for a meal. Later, Rebekah and Jacob worked to secure the blessing that God had already declared was Jacob's. But instead of waiting on God, they stepped ahead of him. Jacob deceived his father. Esau burned with anger, and Jacob fled. Sometimes the greatest damage is not done by unbelievers, but by believers who refuse to wait on God's timing. Jacob fled into the wilderness alone. No possessions, no honor, no safety, only guilt and fear. And in that loneliness, with a stone for a pillow, he saw heaven open, a ladder reaching from earth to glory, angels ascending and descending, and God's voice, "I am with you." Jacob ran from his mistakes, but God did not run from Jacob. Jacob arrived at the household of his mother's family. There he met Laban, clever, shrewd, calculating. Jacob worked 7 years to marry Rachel, years that felt like days because of love. But on the wedding night, Laban deceived him. The deceiver was deceived. Jacob labored 7 more years, then more years for flocks. His household grew, but so did conflict, 2 wives, rivalry, jealousy, competition in bearing children, a home blessed by heaven, yet broken by human striving. 12 sons were born, and 1 daughter, Dinah. Dinah was defiled by the ruler's son of a neighboring city. Simeon and Levi burned with vengeance. They spoke peace, but planned blood. When the men of the city were weakened, they struck. They killed every male. They destroyed an entire community in retaliation. Jacob was heartbroken, not only at the act, but at the spirit behind it. Uncontrolled anger, violence without justice, vengeance pretending to be righteousness. His family was chosen, but far from holy. And then Reuben, the firstborn, in pride and rebellion, committed a shameful act with one of Jacob's wives. The family was spiraling, honor lost, trust shattered. It seemed the covenant itself was unraveling. And then the night came. Jacob, returning home, afraid of Esau, sent his family across the river. He remained alone, and in the darkness. A hand touched him. A man wrestled him, not in hatred, but in mercy. Jacob wrestled all night, not to defeat God, but to refuse to let go. His hip was touched, dislocated, yet he clung tighter. I will not let you go unless you bless me. And the reply, your name shall no longer be Jacob, the one who grasps, but Israel, the one who prevails with God. Identity transformed, past forgiven, future redeemed. But the story was not finished. Jacob loved Joseph, the son of his old age, the child of Rachel, his true love. Joseph was given a coat of many colors, a symbol of favor. And favor attracts jealousy. Joseph dreamed. Dreams of greatness, dreams of purpose, dreams that revealed heaven's plan. His brothers hated him for it. Their hearts, once shaped by violence, were ripening for betrayal. One day, while tending flocks far from home, the brothers seized Joseph. They threw him into a pit. They conspired to kill him, but instead, they sold him to passing traders. Joseph, beloved, chosen, gifted, was carried away into Egypt. The coat was dipped in blood. The lie was told. The grief was deep. The pain was real. Yet, what looked like loss was the beginning of salvation. Because the God who writes prophecy writes redemption into the darkest chapters. This family was chosen, not because they were righteous, but because God was shaping them into something greater. Every wound, every rivalry, every valley, every tear was preparing the world for the one who would come through their line, the Messiah, the Redeemer, the one who restores what sin breaks. This is Bible Unveiled, where every story whispers, God is still writing redemption.